On my website at johnpolster.com, I have a somewhat unconventional about page. By the way, the text of my about page and the text of my homepage was crafted in consultation with Michael Doyle. He is amazing at, actually I call it the laser of Michael. He has this amazing ability to take a bunch of information and then distill it down to its most positive essence. So, no, I did not write all of this on my own. I supplied all the material, and then he helped me to craft the wording. And together, we collaborated on what became this about page. So I was sharing the video at the bottom of the page with a client recently, and I happened to just reread what was on this page. And I was so surprised to see that things that I think that I'm currently learning, I already knew. Or I learned before, but I'm learning them again. Anyway, I thought it might be worth reading just to see what it sparks in you and to tell you a little bit more what I'm up to, what I believe, what I've learned. It seems my whole life has been about discovery, searching, questioning, and clarifying. It started with managing and completing financial statement audits as a CPA, led to testing software and managing software releases as a project manager, and then doing marketing for a well-known enterprise open source cloud computing product. That's OpenShift. Along the way, I mentored and managed teams of people while questioning what I saw, seeking to make sense of the world around me. Some people saw it as skepticism. Eventually, I saw it as one of my superpowers to reach the essence of things. Halfway through my career, I was disillusioned with the path I was on and started working with a coach. Through a personal values exploration process, I landed on part of my mission that I live into every day. I bring order to chaos and clarity to confusion. As I lived into bringing order and clarity to the chaos and confusion of my life and career, I've learned and deeply believe that we can't get something new or change a situation until we are different. By that, I mean we must live into and be what we want to have instead of know more about it through the elusive, tempting path of knowledge acquisition. I used to have strong goals around doubling down on my own discipline to learn and consume more wisdom. Over time, I realized I'd become an unsatisfied consumer. When I left my corporate job to become a full-time coach, I spent a week getting clear about what I believed about life and how it works for me. I know the best things in my life increase with the intensity and depth of my commitment to them. I know that what I say yes to is just as important as what I say no to. I know that each of us experiences life and learns in different ways. I also know we can learn from each other when we are not forced into a single way. I know that when I only see two choices or none, there are more I'm not seeing. I know that disappointment is an unavoidable part of life. I also know that I choose my response and the meaning I give those experiences. I know life is more meaningful and satisfying when I completely own it. It means I'm responsible for everything. It means I don't live in a victim mindset. It means I lead my life instead of manage it. It means I don't use my circumstances or other people as excuses when I fall short. It means I decide what I believe. I know that the only person who can truly change my circumstances or my life is me. I know sometimes I forget that and fall into a victim mindset. I bet you do too. I know that more is possible when I let go of how things are supposed to be and embrace what is in the future I desire. I know that small steps equal big steps over time. I know that the easiest way to make progress is to start with the smallest step I can think of. I know that progress comes when I show up to do the work on a consistent basis, even when I don't feel like it. I know the stories and facts I share are less important than my actions, which demonstrate what I'm really about. I know taking action is hard when I lack confidence or I'm not sure which direction to go. I bet you do too. I know the path to freedom means shaking off resistance and analysis paralysis by taking action. I know it's less about having the right formulation to start and more about doing something and learning through iteration. I know I get off track and have unproductive days. I bet you do too. I know the path to getting back on track and making progress towards what's important is restarting. I know I do better work and get out of my own way with the help of trusted advisors, coaches, and mentors who speak into my life. I know that I am the best judge of who those people should be. You are too. I know that when I get to the end of my life, I want to proudly and confidently say that I was a light to others, brought joy and laughter, provoked thoughtful introspection and discomfort which produced growth, changed the trajectory of people's lives, and was an agent of personal transformation. These are many of my guiding principles. I know it's possible to read them as aspirational words on a page, but they are not that to me. They are the things that I know, believe, and have experienced. However, if you found yourself nodding with what I've written so far and want to experience a pivotal exercise that changed the course of my life, I'd like to invite you to watch the video below. And that video below is Why to Quit by Brendon Burchard. Sometimes in order to truly commit, you have to quit. Or maybe you need to commit to quitting. Or maybe it's something else. But there's not a shadow of doubt in my mind that if I had not watched that video when it did and put what it suggested into action, I wouldn't be sharing these things today. It really did profoundly change my life. Because really, in essence, and I'm just realizing this now as I'm saying all this, it got me to commit. I committed to a date that I put on my wall that I looked at every day for over 6 months. And just shy of a month before that date, I accomplished my goal, which at the time was to change teams and find a better environment to work in. So reach out if you'd like to talk about any of this and how it relates to your life. Or maybe it doesn't, but maybe you'd like to find a way that it could. Send an email to podcast@johnpolstra.com and check out that video, Why to Quit.